Go to sleep, Maddy. Try to sell higher. Go to sleep, Maddy. Maddy, go to sleep. Maddy, go to sleep. Go to sleep, Maddy.
It's not working though.
Maddy, go to sleep. Maddy, go to sleep.
Oh no, that made it worse. Well,
She's not a clapper. She just won't stop.
Listen to your daddy. Your daddy said go to bed.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom Griffin. I'm a film critic and you're watching the Armchair Auteur. This is an ongoing video series I do where we talk about new movies, old movies, screenplay analysis, television series reviews, that sort of thing. So if you like popular culture and you like movies and you like to see somebody pick those things apart, please consider subscribing. It is Father's Day as I record this, so I thought I would review the new movie Fatherhood, starring Kevin Hart, on Netflix. Full disclosure, I do not usually celebrate Father's Day for the simple fact that my father abandoned me as a child, so I was raised mostly by a single mother and the Starfleet captain Jean-Luc Picard, and as such, I just don't really respect male authority figures, and in general, I don't really give a fuck about dads.
Do I want to call my dad? No, I don't want to call my dad. Do you want to call your dad?
On Father's Day, I usually just kind of big up my moms, or I send ironic Happy Father's Day daddy texts to my best friends. But this week it was reviewing Luca, the new Pixar movie, and I just didn't really feel like watching anything animated, so here we are doing this. That said, even though I don't like dads in general in real life, I do like movies about dads. I have a huge soft spot for stories about fathers. Big on crying at the multiplex. So even though I'm gonna have a few minor quibbles about this movie and I will be constructively critical about it, know that I did cry 3 separate times, which is about as big an endorsement of this kind of movie as I can personally give here on this channel. Fatherhood is co-written and directed by Paul Weitz of the Weitz brothers, who made American Pie. If you're keeping score at home, he's the one who wasn't in Chuck and Buck and didn't direct a Twilight movie. It stars Hart as Matthew, a man whose wife, played by them's Deborah Ayorinde, dies the day after giving birth to their daughter Maddy. It's based on a memoir called 2 Kisses for Maddy, based on the experiences of the real-life Matthew and his struggles raising a child on his own while grieving for the love of his life. If that sounds like a bit of a stretch for Kevin Hart, a guy who basically does the same thing over and over again, both as a stand-up comedian and as a movie star, you'd only be half right. Going into this, I had pretty low expectations, because even though I love Kevin Hart as a foil for The Rock in bangers like Central Intelligence, his on-screen shtick has grown stale to me. Coupled with his constant whining about cancel culture, or really any mainstream criticism, I've just become less excited about new Kev content. And in the film's rocky first 20 minutes or so, my notes say, tell your audience to just watch Jersey Girl instead, which is both a backhanded compliment to the most underrated Kevin Smith film and also an acknowledgement that the return of Bennifer means maybe it's a good idea to give that and Geely a second chance. But the first act of Fatherhood has the unenviable task of establishing a tragic jumping off point, the untimely death of a new mother, while needing to mix in enough comic relief not to scare viewers away by being too heavy. The results are inconsistent at best, as it asks a little too much of Hart too early in the picture, leaning on co-stars like Lil Rel Howery and Anthony Carrigan to lighten the mood. It's a strange tone, one that probably would have benefited from just being straightforward drama without the half-hearted attempts at levity. But while it takes the film a little bit of time to get going, to find the correct groove and tone for such a bittersweet tale, it really kicks into high gear once a convenient time jump leaps into a future where Maddy is old enough to speak, now being played by them's Melody Hurd, who is an absolute delight. Her chemistry on screen with Hart and the rest of the incredible cast, including Alfre Woodard and Frankie Faison as Matthew's in-laws, is phenomenal, allowing the film to shift into a vibe that's genuinely entertaining without having to hide away from its deeper themes. At its core, the film's second half is structured like a love triangle in a rom-com, only it's Maddy fighting for her father's attention from new job opportunities, courtesy of his boss, a welcome guest bit from Paul Reiser, and a new suitor, played by DaWanda Weiss. And it's in this section of the film Hart really comes alive. He tempers his usual screen persona enough to not be too repetitive, while stretching his legs a bit and doing believable dramatic work. Look, he's not gonna win any Oscars anytime soon, but it does feel like a welcome and necessary evolution for Hart as a performer. He comes off warm, genuine, and affable, rather than his usual mixture of grating short-man gags and cartoony chicanery. I was genuinely impressed. If the movie has any failings, it's that its first half is sullied by an over-reliance on the usual tricks of Hart's other successful films, which stick out like odd bits of improvisation given this film was originally developed as more of a straight dramedy and not a full-on Hart vehicle. But once it outgrows those tropes, it becomes a really sweet little family flick, the kind John Hughes used to write, like with Michael Keaton's sterling work in Mr. Mom.
Wherever you are, I want to go there. Wherever you are, I want to go there too.
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel.
I didn't expect to recommend it, but I am. It's definitely worth watching. Maybe not with your actual father, who would probably rather be watching like Michael Mann's Heat or something with Paul Newman in it, but I do think it's a good use of your time if you're looking for something to watch on Netflix. I don't know if I would have felt that way if I had to go into a theater to physically see it, but on the streaming platform, it's a nice little treat. I also cannot say enough about how good Deborah Ayorinde is in her couple of scenes before she passes, unfortunately, and to have her reunited sort of with her daughter from them, Melody Hurd. I'm so happy to see both of them in a movie that doesn't involve as much torture as that horrible TV series did, and I hope to see them in future movies. Maybe not together necessarily again, that'd be weird if they kept playing mom and daughter, but just in general, very fantastic actresses, and I'd love to see them get more work. And who knows, maybe this means that Kevin Hart can do other stuff on screen other than joke about not being as tall as his co-stars, or whatever the fuck he's been doing for the last 10 years. I wouldn't hold my breath, but it's nice to know that if the opportunity presented itself, he has the potential to do more than what we've been seeing him do for ages now. And that's kind of cool, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts on Fatherhood, a movie I quite liked, a movie that made me laugh enough, and a movie that did make me cry several times because seeing fatherhood on screen is a sore spot for me. I like watching movies about dads who aren't pieces of shit. Rare. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit the little thing that says thumbs up. That's like how you tell YouTube that like I didn't fuck up. And if you have any thoughts about the movie, about Kevin Hart, about your dad, other dads, whatever, you can talk to me about those things in the comments below because I love talking to you guys. And if you have not subscribed yet, now's the time to do so. You made it through the entire video apparently. You should probably hit that button, hit the little bell icon so you get notifications when I put out new videos. You will be the first in line to know when I am talking about a new movie or a TV show or whatever. That's what we do around here. And if you like that, come back. It's fun. Thank you again for watching. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, being good to yourselves and each other. I will see you in the next video very, very soon. Bye.